Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a born New Yorker that was able to get out of New York. I traveled the world. I traveled from state to country to country. And this past weekend, Knicks fans, I want to talk to the New York City real Knicks fans. I want to talk to these so-called New York Knicks fans. All that damage you caused in Midtown the other day, you don't think you're not going to go to jail for it. I promise you, you're going to jail for it. All that vandalism, all that destruction you guys caused, that's not New York. That's not how we behave. This is the reason why I left New York 21 years ago, and now I'm back. And now I can clearly say for sure, this is not New York. What we saw on the championship day when the Knicks won was not a New York celebration. It was more of a personal celebration. You Knicks fans, you Knicks fans did not win the championship. The Knicks did. The Knicks, the players that played, won the championship. You guys did not win the championship. Instead, you destroyed private property. I just received a phone call asking if I have any footage showing the destruction power of what happened on that day. And I don't have any footage. But I do have to say, you all are going to go to jail for your crimes. You see this young man here? You see this guy right here? He beat a 16-year-old kid to a coma. That's not Knicks fan-like. This is not Knicks fan-like, bro. No, it's not. These so-called fucking fake-ass Knicks fans. You're not Knicks fans. You're not. You wasn't born here. You wasn't raised here. You haven't been here when the Knicks lost multiple times during the 90s. You weren't here in 99, but you're here now. So let me just clarify something for all you fake-ass Knicks fans out there. You're going to jail. I promise you. Every CCTV, every camera that's located downtown, they are looking at those CCTVs. You committed a crime, and you expect people in New York City to pay for your damages? Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to taxpayer versus taxpayer, it's a very difficult role. These folks decided to take upon themselves, these fake Knicks fans, and destroy private property. Beat a 16-year-old kid into a coma. That's not Nick, and that is not New York behavior, bro. That is not New York. Whatever this is going on in New York City, it needs to fucking stop. That is bullshit. Not only are you going to go to jail for, mind you, if that child dies, I'm going to make sure I am there to make sure you get the maximum. Because that 16-year-old kid should not be in a hospital fighting for his life right now. But he is. Because you Knicks fans want to act like a bunch of assholes. Destroy the fucking city. You destroyed a school bus? I saw the footage. I know who did it. The footage is online. And for you fake-ass Knicks fans out there, you're stupid as ever. You post your crimes on social media. How stupid are you? You gotta be the stupidest person of all time to post your crimes on social media. Think it's cool. You think what you did is cool? You're costing taxpayers, you're costing this city thousands and thousands of dollars because of your bullshit behavior. So with that said, everyone, I do got something to say. I have a lot to say as a Knicks fan. Because a lot of these fake-ass Knicks fans here are not Knicks fans. Because Knicks fans wouldn't never beat a 16-year-old kid into a coma. Never vandalize a police car, a taxi, a school bus. You guys do a lot of damage in Midtown, setting fires to a school bus. You set a fire to a school bus. Why? Why? You guys got no fucking respect for this city. You got no respect. So I want everyone to take a good look at this douchebag that beat a 6-year-old kid into a coma. Child endangerment. If that child dies, bro, you're going to be facing a lot of dicks in prison. And I hope you do get a lot of sucking getting on in prison, because you're going to do a lot of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not New York. New Yorkers do not behave like what they did on the day when the Knicks won the championship. That's not New York. That is just a bunch of fucking bullshit and fake New York Knicks fans doing what they want. You beat up a guy for wearing a Spurs jersey? That's not only criminal assault, but criminal theft, criminal aggravated, what's that, first degree aggravated assault? You're going to jail for at least 7 years, bro. And I hope that man with the Spurs jersey press charges on every last one of you. You guys deserve to go to jail for what you did. You deserve to not have your freedoms. You sit here and you vandalize the city while we, the good Samaritans of New York City, the real New Yorkers, got to come out our pockets and our tax pockets because you guys want to destroy all this nonsense. I like that sign. They finally put one here. That's right, baby. You see that? You see that? Your boy got this up here. You see that? Read that, bro. Read that, everyone. I want you guys to read this. You see that? Attention. But guess what? This applies everywhere in New York City because it's a one-state consent. This state is a one-consent state. I don't need your fucking permission to do my job. Like the other day with that security guard. How are you going to tell me how to do my job as a journalist, and I'm standing on a fucking street that the DOT rebuilt and owns? And mind you, I pay for the streets too. So are you, so are you, so are you, so are you, and you. How are you going to tell a civilian to not stand in when, mind you, you don't even have a permit to do what you're doing at your establishment? For you to try to violate my First Amendment? No. That's not New York. That's tyrant bullshit. You're a bunch of tyrants. Now, for 40, all the way down from 34th Street, all the way down to 50th Street, sanitation, NYPD, and everyone that's volunteering has to clean up your mess. Your mess. You fake New York Knicks fans. Yeah, all you fake New York Knicks fans. Name 5 players from 1991 to 1995. I bet you can't do it. You gotta Google it, don't you? Don't you? You gotta Google that, don't you? Because you don't know. So, this is why I went out on that day and asked, are you a Knicks fan? They're like, yeah. I was like, then name 5 players. I only been living here for 6 months. I only been living here for 3 years. You're not Knicks fans. You're not Knicks fans. You're a bunch of fakes. You're out here causing all this ruckus and this destruction for what? I know, but I understand that, bro. I understand New York City has been destroyed for a long time. But that's not the behaviors that real New Yorkers are. I'm a real New Yorker. Born and raised, bro. I'm a real New Yorker that got out and speak multiple languages. I'm a real New Yorker that actually took the time out and lived in California, Washington, Canada, across the pond, Japan. I'm the real New Yorker that came back to the city 4.5 years ago to see what his life is about after the pandemic. And what I see is nothing but destruction and BS from people. You beat a 16-year-old kid into a coma. I hope you get life in prison, bro. I hope every single dick that's in prison smack you with a dick. Excuse me, excuse my language, everybody, but this scumbag deserves to go to prison for the rest of his life. He beat up your child for entertainment and for clout. He touched your child for clout. He touched your child just to prove to everyone that he's a tough guy. The only thing he's proven that he's a coward. You picking on the kid? Pick on me, bro. Pick on me, a grown-ass adult. I'm 47, bro. I might be a little bit older than you, or probably is older than you from the way you look right now. But you got to know, put your hands on a child? Dude, New Yorkers, you see this person? You see this person? Call the NYPD and submit his ass in before someone on the streets literally give him what he deserves. He deserves, honestly, a New York City ass whooping from a real New York Knicks fan. You touch someone's child? On what authority? On what authority you going to touch someone else's child? I can understand if the child's in danger, the child's doing drugs, you're not supposed to. As an adult, you have a right to say, hey man, you shouldn't be doing that, bro. As an adult, I have a right to stop you. I'm an adult. And I can literally call your parents right now. But no, he decided to put his hands on an innocent child trying to celebrate Knicks celebration. That's the world we live in. And that's someone that got molested as a child. As someone that got molested as a child. And this is for the earlier conversation that I had this morning with the audience, with all this hate mail that I received. So a lot of people want to say, I'm deflecting. No. What you're deflecting is that you know that I'm a child that's been a victim to sexual assault. Why don't you reflect on that? Everybody in New York has been a victim of someone. 7 out of 10 kids in New York City have been a victim of sexual abuse in New York City. That's not a statistic. That's not an uncommon statistic. That is a real statistic. I'm one of those people. So earlier today, people say I'm reflecting. No, you're reflecting. You're not reflecting that I am a person that's been molested as a child by a fucking adult. People want to make defamation claims on this channel. Well, here's the defamation claim. You're a fake-ass New Yorker. All of you. You sit here and you bullshit and you cause all this damage and you expect taxpayers to come out their pocket? No. If they catch you, you should be one billed for every damage you caused. You should be billed, not New York taxpayers. You know, fuck these Democrats. These Democrats in this fucking state, I'm done with the Democrats in the state. Mind you, I'm not taking either side, Republican or Democrat. I hate both sides. But to beat a child to in a coma, you're setting the bar very high that every motherfucker here in New York City wants to catch you. And I hope they do catch you. I hope they give you the maximum. And if the streets don't catch you, you better hope NYPD catch you. Because the streets, nah, they're not going to give you honest justice. They're going to give you street justice. And I hope they do give you street justice, because that's what you deserve. And for all you asshat Knicks fans out there, you're going to jail. I promise you, I swear on my soul, you're going to jail. All those CC cameras that you don't understand. Police are actually subpoenaing every single business around there that asks for footage. Did you know that's what NYPD is doing right now? So you better be very afraid. You better delete your Instagram. You better delete everything. But the one thing you can't delete is the damage that you already caused. And that's the damage you did downtown Manhattan, Midtown. All that damage, you set a school bus on fire, you destroyed a taxi, a police vehicle. You tried to go after the fire department, but they're not going to allow that. No way, bro. They're not going to allow that. You guys are reckless and uneducated. Like I said, there's a lot of you fake Knicks fans that that needs a lesson to be told. You need a lesson. Sorry. You need a lesson, and that lesson is you need to go to jail. You need to spend some time in jail and look at all those beautiful dicks. Because that's what you're going to be looking at for quite some time, for your stupid behavior. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a native New Yorker, I'm upset Because it's not just going to affect me, it's going to affect you too. You're a taxpayer. And you now got to fucking come out of your pocket again because fake ass New Yorkers and fake ass Knicks fans want to cause damage to New York City. They want to set things on fire. They want to break into businesses. They want to shoot people. Like I said, you did not win the championship. The Knicks did. The Knicks won, not you. You're supposed to celebrate with the Knicks and solidarity. Meaning no crimes, no misfits, none of this gun violence. But no, you couldn't help yourself. Well, NYPD is not going to help. It's going to help themselves when they book you and arrest you for all your dirty crimes you have committed. Yeah, 53 years we've been waiting. For 53 years we've been waiting for the Knicks to win. And this is what the results. We get fake-ass fans breaking, vandalizing, setting police cars on fire, damaging police cars, setting a school bus on fire. You know why they set that school bus on fire? Let me tell you the honest truth. Because they knew that school bus was for them. The criminals that actually are committing the crimes in the city. Those school buses were standby for those that committed crimes. 63 arrests, everyone, they made so far. 63. I know this happened in Canada too. I know. I love you Canadians. You guys are the best. I don't give a fuck what New York says, and anyone from Boston or anyone from the United States says. I had a good time living in Canada. British Columbia, Montreal, I had a good time. So, eat a bag of dicks for you Canadian haters. Because as an American, I support Canada and its residency and its residents. Yes, I will support every single civilian because it was a great time. But I guarantee you this. Yes, it did happen in Canada when some hockey leagues won championships, but this is beyond stupidity here. They didn't do what they, no, these Knicks fans did not do what they did, what you guys did in Canada. No. These fake-ass Knicks fans decided to fucking cause all these problems, and that 6-year-old boy that's in a coma, I hope they catch your ass, bro. I hope they catch you. Like I said, if the streets don't catch you, NYPD is going to catch you. That's his face, everyone. A face of a child murderer. You better hope he doesn't have kids. If he has kids, oh no. Bro, you definitely going to get your... The 16-year-old boy is fighting for his life in a coma, bro. You better not hope I found you. You better not hope I find you. You better not hope. Yeah, I'm talking to you, homie. You think you're a tough guy. You want to pick on a kid. Pick on a grown-ass man like me. And I guarantee it would be a different story. It would be a fucking different story. You punks. All you grown-ass adults are punks. Picking on the young and the weak. Like you got it like that. I got a job. What about you? Don't worry about my problem. This is my problem. This is my city, not your city. This is all our real New Yorkers. This is our city, and we need to take it back. We need to take it back because this is nonsense. I just got called by NYPD and a news agency, asked me if I had footage. I'm like, I wasn't even down there. My buddies were. You can contact these guys. I'm not going down there. Because you know why I'm not going down there, everybody? Because let me explain. Let me show you something. Hold on, let me untie this. Let me show you something. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? You see that pass? You see that New York City press pass? I work hard for this. I really work hard for this, everybody. Not only I can prove my credentials in my website, my work, my workflow, my years of experience working with businesses and mind you, consulting. No. I'm saying this as someone that respects the city and wants the city to improve. But you have folks out here that don't want to improve. You got rich fuckers that think they're above you and they want to talk shit, talking about this is my neighborhood. You just moved in here. Now you claiming this is your neighborhood? Just like the fucking dog walker in McLaren Park. If you guys haven't seen that footage, he threatened me and called me the N-word 30 times because I was right. You're not supposed to be in here. This is a skate park, not a dog run. Pick up your dog shit. He refused to pick up his dog shit. I recorded him. That's not New York. That's that rich entitlement shit. It's good for the Knicks that they are champions. The Knicks deserve to be champions. But the city does not deserve to be champions. You understand what I just said? The Knicks deserve to be champions. But New Yorkers, these fake-ass Knicks fans, they don't deserve to be champions. They don't even deserve it. Because what they did to the 6-year-old boy and to the cab driver and to that man that with the Spurs beat him to, mind you, almost beat him to a pulp over a jersey. Not only that's theft, criminal mischief, but that's assault and battery, that's assault to the first degree. You're looking at 7 to 10 years, bro. You did all that for clout, so you could post it on Instagram. If you look at the Instagram, everybody, everyone that is uploading their fucking crimes are the ones that are going to jail. I'm taking note on all Instagram accounts, and yeah, I'm gonna be that dickhead that forwarded it to the NYPD, because you deserve to go to jail, bro. Especially this guy that beat a 16-year-old kid into a coma for wearing a Spurs jersey. Come on, bro. You got no business putting your hands on no child. Who the fuck you think you are? Putting your hands on someone else's child. You crazy, bro. You're a sicko. And for that, I hope the dudes on these streets give you what you deserve, since you want to be a fucking sicko. Put your hands on someone else's child. You crazy, bro. You fools gotta be out your mind. Hey, let me just violate this child's rights and dude, you're looking at 20 years in prison for what you just did. 20 years. You better hope that 16-year-old boy survives and wake up from that coma. You better hope that 16-year-old boy wakes up. Because if he doesn't, you're facing life in prison. Because this is nonsense, man. That means if I wanted my child to go out there and celebrate, and my child doesn't come back home because some guy or some woman or some fake-ass Knicks fan decided they're just gonna put their hands on my child. I'm giving my child the benefit of the doubt to celebrate like a real New York Knicks fan. And that's what the parents did. Go out, celebrate, because this is our moment. And he never comes home. He never comes home, bro. That's what I'm talking about. The child never comes home. Instead, he's in the hospital fighting for his life on a defibrillator, bro. He has to use a machine to keep him alive. Because if that was my fucking... Oh my panic. And then you got NYCHA on top of this, about to 12,000 people from their homes. So this July and this August, you're going to see a whole lot of homelessness on these streets. Yeah, if you screwed up on the funding, they miscalculated the funds. What was that, 4.5 years they miscalculated? So the funds are, mind you, the funds are running out this month. Next month, evictions. NYCHA said it themselves. They're only going to replace some or relocate some, but the rest of you 10,000 people, or maybe 9,000, maybe 8,000 people, you're going to have to fend for yourself. Isn't that a messed up system? That NYCHA, the biggest housing property owner of New York City, is going to evict 12,000 people because they miscalculated the fucking budget. 12,000 people, ladies and gentlemen. That means, guess what? Oh, the shelters are going to be overfilled. You're going to see a lot of children, a lot of single men maybe. You're going to see a lot of veterans probably. So if you're a veteran and you're affected, yeah, I want to talk to you. I want to know how you feel about this. That NYCHA is about to kick you out of your home because they miscalculated their own work in the funds. They misled the people of New York for years. But they don't do any repairs to these NYCHA housing buildings. People are living in conditions where rats are actually their neighbors. If you've never seen videos in New York City that people are fighting in these NYCHA housing apartments, they got rats, they got poor plumbing, the piping in the buildings are disgusting, rusted. You literally are showering in brown, dirty water. And they want you to continue to pay rent. Mind you, these folks that live in these NYCHA homes have the worst conditions of New York City. I'm not a Spurs fan. Who's a Spurs fan? I'm a New York fan. You never see me with a who said this dumb shit? You think I'm a Spurs fan? Nigga, I'm a human fan. How about that? I'm a person that understands community affairs. How about that? This is not about, man, you need to shut your mouth right there, bro. You want to call me and you want to tell my audience that I'm a Spurs fan? Come on, bro. Now you're reaching. You're reaching hard, aren't you? For that, you get kicked out for that one. Call me a Spurs fan. You don't see any Spurs. You see New York memorabilia on my goddamn body. New York Yankee hat, New York Mets hat. I don't give a. I wear a New York Giants hat just to irritate some of you football players. But guess what? I don't own a football jersey. But with that said, everyone, I'm just a guy that works, that's been through some hardships, just like recently. I talked about this morning, how this channel has been getting a lot of harassment. We was just swatted, and now, look at this.
Yeah, no, that's like that's almost
Hold
like
on. Let me bring this up real quick. Let me show you how evil people are. You see this email? I receive emails like this all the time, harassment emails. Ladies and gentlemen, I used to work for government and state. I'm 47 years of age. I not only just traveled the world once, but 3 times around this globe. I worked my entire life hard. I supported a lot of people during the pandemic. People that did not have money. You can watch all those videos on this channel where we supported not only the homeless, but other organizations at 501c3s. And these last few years, I have been having some financial problems, right? We thought we were going to recover because we were being, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I get cocky because you know why? My work history is the reason why I'm cocky. That's why I brag a lot. And then we thought we were gonna get a job here like this because mind you, we got jobs everywhere else. Seattle, Washington, California, Wisconsin, like, come on, man. But here, people want to see, when they look at me, oh, first of all, when they see my name, they think it's a Japanese or Asian person, right? And when I come in, they're like, Keiki Alexander Bailey? I'm like, that's me. And they're like the last employer, right, Michael? He was expecting an Asian person. He wasn't expecting a black person. You see these two right here? You see these two? You see these fucking two right here? No, don't ask. No, these two right here, they fucked up. These two had housing. These two had housing. And you know what they did? They won't stop drinking. They won't stop doing their drugs. But they're out here asking people for money. These two had housing. And they screwed it up. I'm not helping them again. I don't want to help them. They don't want to help themselves. Me, this lady, and some other woman were trying to give them help because they got some mental health issues. I'm not the good one. I'm just doing my part as a New Yorker. That's what I'm doing. Nah, man. Nah, you guys messed up, bro. You should have kept your housing. Don't ask me for anything. Don't want to stop drinking? Don't want to start doing drugs? You're going to sit here and ask me? Nah, bro. I don't condone to that. I might be on my last bed too and facing homelessness, but I'm never going to give in to no goddamn fucking drugs and no alcohol. Hell no. Hell no. I've been through too much. But speaking of this email, you see how this person wants to dox me? You see how this person wants to swat me again? I just want to show you guys, you see how this person wants to swat me again? He wants to get me kicked out of another hotel. Costing me thousands of dollars, everyone. My last paycheck all of it went to rent. It went to this fucking hotel. The last place I was staying at, I had a good rate. And this guy got me kicked out. These folks on this channel, these folks that come to this channel, they just want to cause problems. Because they know they don't have any evidence, they don't have any proof, they don't even have a lack of proof of who they say they are. They won't even come, mind you, they won't even expose themselves to prove. No, if they want proof from me, prove to who you are. They're always asking me, look at this email. He wants to swat me, but guess what? It's not called the Metropolitan Hotel, you stupid ass. That's how stupid these people are, right? You see this email? He said he wants me to prove it. No. How about you prove who you are? It's been 2.5, 3 years. We know who you are. That's why I send all your emails to law enforcement. And that's why I keep telling you, we're just going to keep building up a case against you, bro. We're going to keep building up a case. And when that case comes to, mind you, when there's enough to prosecute you, you're going to feel that burn. But I want people to see for themselves what has been going on this channel. You see how this person wants to swat me at my hotel again? This is the problem on YouTube. These are the problem with social media. So, back in 2022, well, technically, the end of 2021, I came from Boston, right? So, if anybody remembers, what happened to me in 2021, while we were in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, visiting and paying mind you, ladies and gentlemen, paying my respects to my girlfriend, deceased girlfriend. She was SA, she was raped, she was beaten to death. So I flew back to Wisconsin to pay my respects and help the family with some financial things. And while we were there, we got attacked by this strange woman. So I went to medical, UW Milwaukee Medical, to Chicago Medical, to New York, Mount Sinai, to Boston. I came back from Boston, we get robbed by 6 men. They took over $10,000 worth of camera equipment, they took my traveler's checks, they took my passports, and I was trying to fight back, 6 of them. Lost, yes, I lost. And from that point on, Lord Brian had this idea, one of my good best friends for a long time. He's a father, and his son is a cancer survivor. So, he had a good idea that I should contact Mark from Invisible People and let them know what was going on with me. I told him that might be a bad idea because I don't like 501c3s after what happened with Right to Dream. Because if you guys don't know what happened with Right to Dream in Portland, I found out they were stealing money from me, and not only stealing the money and not giving it back to the people that need it, but they were paying their rent with it. They were holding funds and they're not distributing. This is why me and other colleagues that joined Right to Survive left Right to Survive, and that's how Right to Survive went downhill. Once we started financially supporting, they became broke. They couldn't pay their bills. Oh shit, is that an art refrigerator? Oh, that is cool. No food, no clothes. Any materials to use for art. Dude, that is sick, bro. Dude, that is sick. Are you guys watching this? I'm sorry, everyone. So, I've never seen this here before, but this is sick.
Some of them, yes.
If you have any art tools and stuff like that, yo, you can donate it here. That is sick. I like that. Oh, man, I really like that idea. That is sick. But anyway, guys, I went on Invisible People. I told Mark my story because Mark, I know Mark. He knows what I used to do for a living. That's why he questioned, like, you don't work for the state of Wisconsin anymore? I'm in an EEOC right now. So, and I won my EEOC 3 times already. But when we were on Invisible People, everybody, the hate started coming. People started saying, oh, mind you, look at my skin of color. It started off with my skin of color. Then it started off saying that I was a drug addict, I was a con. People said, oh, he's a felon. His real name is... Some people thought, I don't know where this came from. I'm not sure. Some people thought my name was Patrick. Some people thought my real name was Alex. I'm like, dude, no. Yeah, a lot of false information being shared about me. But these people, they keep coming back and back. And every time they say something stupid, I always got to debunk every single claim. First, I was a meth head. Then I was a drug dealer from Chicago. Then I was then another story was like, I owed a drug dealer in Wisconsin. That's why I'm in New York City. I'm like, what the f? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't like drugs on this channel. If you watch long enough on my channel, you know I'm against drugs, period. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it with a passion. It should have been my job to hate drugs. They should give me a job, the drug hater. The city should literally give me that title, the drug hater. But, ladies and gentlemen, we try to tell our story, and some people did donate. My Canadian neighbor from Vancouver donated $5,000. He said, go get your passport, but I was like, I can't. I gotta wait for my fucking stupid foster parents, and mind you, I'm disowned. That means they're not talking to me. It took them 1.5 years to respond to my emails about my birth certificate, my naturalization, and all my other documents. I said, can you send it to the embassy? Can you forward it to the fucking embassy? Come on, guys. For a whole fucking year, I waited for these stubborn-ass foster parents to give me my shit. But people expect me to just get a job. You can't get a job without ID. You can't get a job without a social security card. You can't get a job without all your paperwork in New York. You need to have your birth certificate, the naturalization. You need to have either an IN number or a social security number. You need to have that all present when you get hired from an employer. But people expect me to find a job. So we did find a job. We found a job with some guy. I'm not going to say his name. He works for the studios here. He gave me a job to do. The first job was success. He said, if there's more work, I give it to you. Right? He started giving me more work. Then in 2023, right? This is where everything starts changing. More harassment emails. It's not about what. It's about how these people are just trying to make up a story. They don't even know me. They sit here making false claims without showing proof of evidence. This is why I said for the last 2.5 years, if you're going to claim that someone did something illegal or intent, you got to show proof. You can't just say something and expect people to believe the word. This is why when people came to me on my channel and asked me, why are these people attacking you? It's because I'm black, I'm smart, I'm educated, and I know my shit, and I know my fucking rights. It seems like there's a lot of racism. And mind you, these persons are racist. Because if you read the email, it's always this quote. Why are you talking about your own people like that? And one of them is a racist. That's why I called you out. You're a racist. Just a minute. You hate blacks. You don't like blacks. That's why you troll. But this is a great thing. I know where they live. They're not very smart people either. They can use any anonymous system all they want. you still can be traced. You still can be tracked. And mind you, I'm not the one that has the tools. It's law enforcement. And I've been tagging, mind you, tagging FBI with it, NYPD. NYPD even has a fucking case number about this shit. They have a case number on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not what I'm doing, it's that people just hate for no reason. They just want to make things complicated. They want to make things even harder for other people for no reason. They can tell you whatever they want to tell you, but ask them, do you have proof of it? If they can't show you proof, then it's debunked. Seriously, debunk it. If they can't prove a single word or proof of straight up evidence, then it's debunked. So I ask these people, then prove it. Prove everything you said that I did wrong. Prove it. Show me legal documents that I was a drug dealer in Chicago. Mind you, with an education. These idiots can't even read my emails because it's in another language. This is why I say, talk to me when you speak another language. Then this person or persons are now trying to claim they're from New York. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is how stupid they are. I want you to pay attention to this post specifically. He thinks, this is New York City. You see that sign? You see that cop? You see that cop car? What does that say? That says NYPD. Does that say Long Island? Does that say the LIC BK Police Department? Does that, guys? This guy is so bullshit fake. All of them. You're claiming that you're from New York, but you don't know where I am. Like this morning, how can you say that I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning when we do this? We up at 4:30 every morning, getting ready to go to fucking work. Go to the skate park, clean the skate park for the little kids. But what does that say, everyone? That says NYPD, right? Does that say Long Island City BK Police Department? Oh, for you New Yorkers. Yeah, this guy thinks there's a Long Island City BK Police Department. So let me show you why. Look. This isn't the Long Island City Police Department. There's no such thing as a Long Island City Police Department. It's NYPD. We have precincts. 108 is right there. 108 is right there. But he's circling himself. So I'm just sharing, everyone, why there's so much hate on this channel. Because we shared our homeless stories of being robbed by a bunch of thugs with no jobs, no history, no lifestyles, no fucking girlfriends, but a bunch of fucking losers, right? And they're just mad because people want to support. Some people do want to support me, but lately we haven't been getting that support. So, take it with a grain of salt. But this is the things I'm going through. Right now, I'm broke. I can't buy food. I can't buy groceries. I was in Brooklyn, where I live, looking at, if you watch this morning's video, we went to 3 community refrigerators. And there was none. I gotta rely on community refrigerator for my food because we paid our rent. Sorry, I live in the most expensive city in the fucking world right now. And everyone's like, oh, just leave New York. First and foremost, you can't tell a native to leave New York when they are from New York. When we left here 21 years ago with our Japanese wife, even Yuki from this day is supporting this channel all the way from Japan. And she could debunk everything that all these assholes are saying. But no one wants to talk about my wife. You know why? Because she has very powerful people. And you don't want to fuck with the Japanese. They will literally hand you your ass to you. You'll be like, hold your hand out, sir. Here's your ass. They literally hand you your ass. But no one wants to talk about her because they know that Yuki doesn't play that shit. She's mind you, she holds 2 PhDs. And she's back in Japan because things are getting complicated, not just in New York, around the world. Things are getting complicated financially. So I'm not the only one that's financially getting hit right now. And so, with that said, everyone, the hate is going to continue to come. No matter what I do, no matter how much I do so good to society, no matter what I do, people are going to hate for the stupidest fucking reasons. And the reasons are so lame, it's unexcusable. And they want to say I'm deflecting. No, you are the ones that are deflecting. Because the fact that you don't want to recognize that I'm a victim of sexual child abuse, or the fact that I've been a victim of hate crime abuse, not once but twice. You don't want to reflect on that because you know everything I said and everything I have proven on this channel has been accurate. And mind you, these people want to see my personal hospital fucking records. Go get a judge. No, I told them this morning. Go to a courthouse and ask a judge for a subpoena. And I guarantee you, the judge is going to be like, a subpoena to look at someone's personal medical records? Who the fuck do you think you are? That's what the judge is going to say. Who do you think you are to request such a thing? But he's been making videos lying. Really? He's been making videos lying about his events. Okay. We can automatically look that up. This is why I save everything. My documents, my paper receipts, everything. Look, someone's throwing away clothes. This morning we found a battery for a Canon camera. Yeah, we found a battery for a Canon camera. We found hot sauce this morning. But anyway, guys. So yeah, this is what we're talking about now. I'm talking about all the hate against a New Yorker that came back to New York after 21 years. We left. We left, everybody. I left with my wife. I'm sorry, we had no choice to go. You know why we left? Because there's a thing called rollerblading, right? In this city, there's a rollerblading foundation, right? But within that foundation, there's a lot of bullshit BS. So back in 2005, Yuki and I went to meet up with these young rollerbladers. Mind you, we are the adults, right? These kids are under 18. These cops were picking on these kids for rollerblading. And I'm telling the cops, officer, as me and my wife are two adults here, you're supposed to contact their guardians. You're not supposed to confiscate their skates. You're not supposed to make them look miserable. And mind you, bullying these kids. Trying to put fear in their hearts. And me and Yuki got the tickets, right, Yuki? We went to court. But guess what happened? Guess what happened last year? Guess what happened last year, everybody? Two migrants and a migrant woman tried to rob me for my camera equipment. Well, the year before. Tried to rob me for my camera equipment, right? Mind you, in New York City, there's no such thing as self-defense. So NYPD wants you to either get stabbed, get shot, get beat up, and then call the cops. That's if you survive it. Okay? I already talked about how New York City's stupid rules of defending yourself. Then why you sell pepper spray here? Because I went to jail for pepper spray and got that case dismissed. Because some homeless douchebag wanted to rob me named Joshua Jones. If you ever see this douchebag, everybody, where's this guy's face? I want New Yorkers to look at this disgusting looking deviant. Where's this fucking photo? There he is. If you see this man in Brooklyn or Greenpoint, stay away from him. He's a thief. He's a womanizer. He hits women. He's a thief. He's a bum. He doesn't want to get a job. He's not from New York. He disrespected my neighbor, mind you, my Marine buddy that is currently serving. My buddy wanted to punch him in the face. He was like, you disrespected veterans, bro? I'm gonna knock you. And I stopped him from doing it. Because I didn't want him to go to jail. I was like, he's a piece of shit. He's homeless. This is why he's homeless. He's a piece of shit. He said the most disrespectful shit about veterans. And this is why I don't like him. So, January 2nd of this year, I'm paying my respects to a fellow DJ that's playing at Lot Radio. I leave Lot Radio, he follows me, talking about, and mind you, grabs me on the shoulder like manhandling me. I said, you put your hands on me one more time, I'm gonna knock your teeth out. He's like, yo, I heard you talking shit in your podcast and your radios, you went on a radio show. Because I went on a radio show talking about the homeless situations. Why the city is not doing enough. Right? And he's talking about you talking shit and blah, blah, blah. And he tries to attack me. Dudes just shoot at me twice. But here's the thing. We're in front of the school. We're in front of the business. There's like 10 CC cameras right in his face, and right where we stopped, right in front of the door where we stopped, there's a doorbell camera, right? It was recording the audio and the video. You could clearly hear him threaten to kill me 4 times. He goes back and gets a weapon because I used the pepper spray. Guess who goes to jail? No. Guess who goes to jail after he touched me twice and threw his shoe at me and threatened me? Guess who goes to jail? I do, for using the pepper spray. Are you kidding me? So I hired an attorney. I took out a loan from Cash App, right? And took out a loan and hired an attorney. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get arrested in New York City, do not rely on the public defenders here. They're the worst of the worst. Do not rely on public defenders. Hire yourself a fucking lawyer. Trust me, this is how we got our case dismissed. We hire a lawyer, not a public defender. Never trust a public defender in New York City. Trust me. They were literally just like, hey man, listen, instead of wasting time, just play no contacts. I'm like, dude, that's the same thing as pleading guilty. When a public defender tells you to play no contest, you basically are saying you're guilty. That's why you don't fucking rely on a public defender. You don't. You just don't rely on them. So, just showing you, this guy tried to rob me for my camera. I had one camera in my hand, my phone in the other, and the cinema camera in my backpack. And the cops thought I was a threat. I'm telling officers, if you really think I'm a threat, then you guys have you have the worst poor judgment and assessment as an officer. You have the worst judgment. So you can see it on the body cam. The judge, everyone looked at the body cam. And it's like, you were willing to go to get arrested? Like, yeah, they want to violate my rights. Here you go. I'll just sue you. And I told the lady officer, I'm just going to keep suing you guys. Mind you know how these lawsuits built up. It might take 2 years, 3 years until they want to settle. The more the NYPD does the bull BS towards me, the more I'm going to receive a payout. So, ladies and gentlemen, I went to jail for misdemeanor assault. But guess what? We got that charge dropped in 45 days. We got the body cam, we got the CCTV, we got everything. And it clearly shows that Joshua Jones followed me outside, right? I had my headphones on, and he started initiating this attack. That's why he's hiding. See, because he has a warrant out for his arrest for lying to police officers and making a false report. Yeah, you could go to jail for that in New York City. Let's go to the docks. So, ladies and gentlemen, just sharing. But this whole Knicks phenomenon that's going on, I'm glad that the Knicks are champions. I'm glad that they won. But I got my own issues, ladies and gentlemen. And mind you, I don't have a criminal history. I don't have a criminal history at all. But people want to make it seem like I'm the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy here. There are a lot of racist people that come to this channel that try to defamate my name, which you already did. You got me fired from my last employee last year. They called my job 700 fucking times. The employee got fed up with it and said, yeah, miss, I can't deal with this. I'm going to have to let you go. This is a nonsense. Now, if you want any legal help, we can provide you all the emails that we received, all the phone calls. They even provided me a whole phone call log to give to the FBI and the cybercrime. They provided me a whole log. So this is why you in the audience that keeps trolling me, you're going to be fucked sooner or later. Keep it up. Because ain't nobody in this city and ain't nobody in this world is untouchable. Everybody can be touched. Trust me. I have 3 warrants and behind on child support. Damn, bro. You better pay that. That's why you can't get a passport. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. When you owe child support, you cannot possess a passport. I know this because I used to work for the government. I know. You don't even own your passport in the first place. Oh, yes. If you never knew that, then wake up, America. When you buy a passport, actually, you are leasing that passport from the United States government or any other. It doesn't matter if it's the United States government, Japan government, Taiwan, China, fucking Korea, Russia. You don't ever own your passport. The government does. You're just leasing it. Now, if you commit crimes with that passport or any misdoing with that passport, you can get your passport taken away. Now, if you lose your passport, there is an emergency passport, but that's a one-time only issue. It is purple. Now, if you lose your passport, they will tell you, listen, if you lose the second one, we might not give you a third one. You will have to wait 10 years in order to receive a third one if you lose your third one. But I think that policy has changed. Now it's 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you never knew that, you do not own your passport. You may have paid a lot of money for it, but you don't own it. The government still owns it. They can confiscate it, they can take it from you, they can request it from you. And you cannot deny it, you cannot say no, because that's their property. So with that said, everyone, yes, I'm an independent journalist, but I'm going on hard times right now. I just came this morning from voting. Yes, I voted this morning, early. Hello? I bet you these trolls, they don't vote. They can't vote. I guarantee you they won't vote because they don't even know what they're voting for. So look at Manhattan. Look at that beautiful skyline of Manhattan. Oh shit. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to like switch audios real quick. Give me a second here. I'm going to have to turn this audio system off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not using my wireless audio anymore. Welcome to the state park called Gans State Park. This is called Gans State Park. This is a state park, not a regular skateboard. Yeah, no music, no alcohol consumption. Look at the duckies. Well, geese, but yeah, they're geese, not duckies. What's up, Papa? Look at the UN. Look at 587. The useless building. Did you know the building, did you know that building particularly, Park Avenue, is actually falling apart? So whoever invested millions of dollars in that place, well, bye-bye. Yeah. Or watching this video, I'm gonna grab a battery. Lose my battery. Okay. I'm sorry, my phone needs charging. But yeah, we're at the docks, we're at the pier. Great view, nice sunny day. Some little clouds in the sky. But we are here in Long Island City at Gans State Park. And I really wanted to talk to Knicks fans, real New Yorkers that have been living here since they were born, not some lame ass moving person that just been living here for 10 years. just want to share my stories, but I just want to also share the difficulties we've been having. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I was a happy man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going through some mental health shit right now. I miss E. She was like, mind you, look, here's the thing. I've been married to Yuki, but E was after Yuki. And Yuki and I have a good relationship. Our families just don't get along. So we had to like break up. Because it was just driving us nuts, and we were arguing about it. But with E, it was different, everybody. She was different. She didn't beg me for no money. She didn't use me for no money, like some of you women out here these days. Only want sugar daddies. The historical area of Long Island City. But she didn't care how she dressed, even though she dressed very weird. Sometimes I would like this. It's like when you go to Thailand, you go to Laos, there's cultures. Monk and Lao. I'm getting hungry now. Because I might have to go back to Brooklyn. We need to protect our city from the bullshit, from the BS, from these non-Knicks fans. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. But as I was saying about, I gotta rely on community figures until the next payday. See, if I was at another hotel establishment before being swatted by this person that wants to swat me today, mind you, he's trying to contact my hotel to get me kicked out. Isn't that messed up, everyone? He's going to try all his efforts. And it's not called the Metropolitan Hotel, stupid fucker. Go fucking read a book. Know how to pay attention to detail. Yeah, learn how to pay attention to detail. You got your hammocks out here. Wait. Is that the city's hammocks? I think it is. Oh man, I want to get on these hammocks. See? You're supposed to be in school. Fuck. You see, kids don't go to school. You're supposed to be in school. These kids don't want to go to school. But anyway, folks, I don't want to get out of there. I want to go out of here. Sugarcoat my life. I'm just like everyone else in the city. Work hard. Survive the best way you can. EBT. Then they messed up while we were in Kansas. Mind you, I had gifts into January because we slept outside. Yes, I did. I slept outside last year from how bad the city is when trying to help citizens. They don't do shit on time. They never will do shit on time. Yeah, the real New Yorkers are leaving. I'm about to leave again. Dude, I left here in 2005. Left there in 2005. And it's still acting like, the city's still acting childish. It act like they're entitled. The city is just, it's not New York anymore. You gotta pay $4,000 rent, $5,000 rent for one bedroom bullshit. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I could go back to Madison, Wisconsin. I could get a 2-bedroom apartment for about $2,200. But they charging here $5,000, $4,000 for a studio. They want $3,500 for a studio. Yeah, you heard me right. $3,500 for just a studio. You gotta be like, yo, who can afford those prices? No one. But I'm just showing you emails how this person wants to swat me. So if I get back to my hotel and they have a problem, we're definitely going to have a problem. I'm definitely have to contact someone from law enforcement about this. Because they said if it happens again, contact them. And I'm not going to give out any information of who I'm contacting. And do we even still have that on my phone? Hold on. Certificate. Me being born right here in Brooklyn, New York, baby. Look at that. This is the things I've been sharing with you. Mind you, this is personal information. But you can see how I redacted some of that information. As you can see. We redacted that because people use that very information to try to cause harm. I want everyone to see. Look, you see that? New York birth certificate. Born right here in Brooklyn. Like I said to the haters, show me physical evidence of your claims. But you can't because you have none. But I have a lot of physical evidence and a lot of claiming. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a native New Yorker, show you my birth certificate, ladies and gentlemen. I'm showing you my birth certificate. Ain't nobody faking shit over here but the people that is behind the computer. You, the hater. You're the only one that's faking. But everyone else is keeping shit real. Like I said, I might not be perfect. I might have issues. But I was in love. I was happy. I was doing great. I lost my best friend during the pandemic. He committed suicide because he couldn't find a job. And he felt like his parents, I'm going to be honest, his parents thought he was just bullshitting around, but he wasn't. He was literally working hard. Exactly where I was going. Years. I had to teach her certain things, how to use a computer. I was happy, everybody. Tough right now. I'm 47, and I'm able to still rollerblade like a fucking teenager. Oh, we got... Okay, here we go. It's a hypeness. Cannot. Mind you, I used to be a professional rollerblader, athlete. So, I look younger than my age. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, can the haters... That takes a lot of body strength and a lot of concentration. Oh, I'm not done. I'm just not a good rollerblader. No. I contribute. Look what we did last year, everyone. Mind you, New Yorkers. I want to talk to real New Yorkers. Me, Franco, and Jay, we gave away free skates, free merch. Didn't matter if you're a skateboarder, you're a scooter rider, you're a rollerblader. If you had kids, we gave away, how many pair of skates we gave away, Jay? Like 50, 30 maybe? So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is what we do for the community. You guys like that, Ed? You guys like that, Ed? Well, your boy over here is a genius. But anyway, yeah, I'm a good video editor. But like I was saying, everyone, we do this for the communities. And people want to talk bad about me, want to give you a false narrative. Ladies and gentlemen, we do this because it's in our hearts and our souls and our passion to love this city. It's about the city. It's not about poor people doing this. It's skates. And then this September, to give away another pair of 2 skates for free to one of you and the audience. So stay subscribed, because we are going to give away skates again. So you just saw a clip how we give to the little ones and to everyone. Not just the little ones. It could be teenage kids, because mind you, I'm the one that supplied the skateboard stuff. I show you again. E would have loved something like that. You know, rollerblading, she loved what I rollerblade. You guys. E was not a racist. She liked black people. I cannot discuss or talk about, but I didn't think any of it until one day she wrote me a letter. She thinks I'm cute, I'm handsome. You know, I get that a lot from a lot of Asian women. And I thought nothing of it. I miss that young lady. I guarantee you, everyone, if she was alive, I would probably be happy right now. I'm like, fuck you, I don't care. I got my girl, I got my life. I don't care. He stuck with me for years, everyone. Years. I even supported her financially, sending her money so she got kicked out of her sister's apartment. So I came to try to rescue her, put her in a home. Yeah, her sister kicked her out. And I was kind of disappointed about that. So with that said, everyone, I'm going to go back to Brooklyn. I need to go try to find some free groceries today. Oh, yeah, that's right. Today's Monday. Food pantries are closed on Mondays. Well, a lot of them are. Stupid rule. It's a stupid thing. They're open on Tuesday to Fridays. But yeah, everyone, I just want to share my story. Just want to connect with you in the audience. Give you guys a understand how I feel as a New Yorker that traveled outside of New York and went to multiple countries and might you read and write in another language. Keep that in mind. My Korean's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. Ooh. What is that? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about this place. Damn, man, I wish my checks were a little bit larger so I could enjoy myself. Because it would have been nice in this video to go sit down somewhere, still talk to you guys and eat, and still have a conversation. So that's the noodle craft. I forgot I think they opened last year. I haven't gone yet. They got a B. That's not bad. That's good still. But if you got a C in New York City, ooh, you got to work on that, baby. Yeah, if you got a C in New York, you got to work on that. I'm not eating at your establishment with a C. Hell no. I'm serious, everyone. You should not eat at an establishment with a C. That's not a very good sign. Oh, look, a movie chair. They get rid of this movie chair? I'll get the fuck out of here. Let me sit here for a second. Oh, I feel like a director. Action. I should take this chair to my storage. I need a movie chair. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you guys go. I don't want to hold up your time. But I want to say thank you to everyone that's been listening, following me. Subscribe, like, and share. And right now, I'm on suspension for my job. If you guys didn't hear what happened last night, so I texted last night really quickly that I passed out because I got into a confrontation with a colleague. This colleague of mine is now terminated from an employment, but I'm on a 3-day suspension until otherwise. Right now, they want to find out how it started. They know how it started because they saw the cameras, but they want to check with HR if I broke any legal policies. I did not do anything wrong because it's on camera that you see me trying to walk away after noticing that this individual has inappropriate content on his phone. So I'm suspended for 3 days until further notice. But I'm pretty sure things should be resolved by tomorrow. Because, mind you, NYPD saw the footage. It showed him this guy tried to choke. He tried to put me in a chokehold. Because he got caught watching kiddie porn. I caught a pedophile. So, I gotta deal with that nonsense. But thank you for watching, everyone. I need to go to Brooklyn. I need some food. And yeah, I'm broke. All you haters, yes, I'm broke. At least I spent all my money on important things like rent. Learn how to survive. But if you guys want support, just subscribe, like, and share. There is a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and the links in the descriptions down below. But that's up to you. I don't force anyone to try to donate or try to contribute to help. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. See ya.